Andre. But we got to see you as Joe the batter out there today. As someone who's done this your whole life, how much pleasure do you get from watching how you play?
Yeah, I mean, just you can't take class away from someone. You know, he's one of the best players, in my opinion, ever. You know, he's right up there, and with that kind of class, you know, he can adapt in so many different situations, and that's how we see him. You know, being such a kind of a leader, you know, kind of steadies the ship really well in our conditions back at home, and he's really coming. We're just loving the way that he's playing and started. I mean, today was just phenomenal. Just really good cricket shots. Just, you know, straight drives, cover drives, pulls. You know, and everyone thinks bashing T20. You know, he's come in there and played a very elegant 80-odd match-winning innings. So it's really pleasing to see him in the space that he is at, and I'm just so happy for him doing really well in the T20 format.
Just take us, and you came in the back half of that innings in that run chase. Just take us into the kind of conversations that the two of you had out there in terms of, you know, managing that situation and managing that run chase.
Yeah, it's actually quite a difficult one, to be honest with you, because you know, we were so far ahead in the run rate, but obviously still needing 11s, but going very comfortably. And then as you sort of get to the back end, you start feeling a little bit more pressure, because now you kind of, you know, you've done so well all, you know, for the first 16, 17 overs, and you kind of need to go, and then you kind of start thinking, okay, well, now we've got to finish the game off. So it's kind of like it's a very different kind of feeling, but for us it was more just concentrating on limiting the dot balls. The boundary options were always there. It was a really nice wicket. Every now and again kind of just kept a bit low, and yeah, but just trying to limit the dot balls towards the back end. I mean, Joe was in a full flow there, and I was kind of at a stage, you know, I was wanting to actually just take the game forward. If I got out, I got out. You know, I wanted to do it my way, and obviously, and then get us ahead of the game as well. So it worked really well, and just so happy that Joe, you know, saw the innings all the way through.
Just obviously those were perfect batting conditions throughout. When it came to coming up with bowling plans, what were you guys targeting on that surface?
Well, we thought there was a bit of a weather around. We've heard there's been weather around, so we thought we'd go with you know, more seam this particular game. So we did a couple changes there, and then, you know, it ended up being an absolute belter. And they kind of just went at 10s the whole way through, and then got to the last over and got 24 in the last over. So for us, I thought the guys bowled really well, stuck to their plans. Obviously, you know, everyone's human. They're going to go for 4s and 6s, and that's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but it happens, you know. So it's you know, sticking to your plans. And at the back end with Malinga there, it was, you know, 1 or 2 unlucky shots with Nick's 4s, and then obviously 1 or 2 really good shots. So it's part of the game, but you know, there's always 2 sides to a game, and it was really nice to finish it off.
I just wondering your thoughts on your debutants going out here, seeing how you were playing in front of his crowd in a sense.
Yeah, you know, generally don't like to chop and change a team too much. I like to have consistency, but in our squad we've got a lot of variation in our squad, and I think with the different conditions that we find ourselves, you know, we're pretty open and honest about the fact that we might have to change 1 or 2 players just tactically for a particular game. And he came in, and he was one of those guys, you know, with overseas, and, you know, balancing the players and selection. So really difficult selection, but I mean, he came in and we had full faith in him, and he's done really well, and you know, just shown a lot of energy and like just always wanting to learn, and, you know, great vibe around the team. So it's just so nice to see a guy like that come in and do well first game. A little bit nervy up front, but as he got into his flow and his innings, I mean, he was a game changer.
For some of the batters who were batting, that's another partnership with Joe Root, of course, and you've seen lots with Luanda as well. Do you think there's a benefit, particularly with younger players, though, in seeing that kind of innings you described from Joe, that involves a lot of very classical cricket shots? What effect do you think that might have on the younger players?
I think it's more just the guys, the younger guys can see that it's, you're capable of playing an innings like that. But I think ultimately everyone's very different individually. We have all our different strengths, and I think it's about making sure you stick to those strengths no matter what. Win or lose, don't score runs, you just got to stick to, what you believe is your strength. I think it's just it's an eye-opener in the sense that it's nice to see someone like Joe Root go about the innings that he did, and he took on the bowlers when he needed to, but in really stylish fashion.
Just pop one view from a national team perspective. You've got a new EDO who came into this tournament and not played a lot of cricket for a while. It's obviously going to be quite difficult for him to kind of get into some rhythm before he goes to a big ICC tournament. How do you think he's faring at the moment? Against conditions like that.
Yeah, definitely. He's been out for a bit. He's put in the work and the hard graft, most certainly, and we back him. I've always backed him, and always will. I find we're just building slowly. He's come in. He's played two games. This was his third one. Only bowled 3 overs tonight, or this afternoon. But I mean, he's definitely going to come right in the right time of the tournament. He's been bowling really well and with a lot of energy, so it's nice to see. And yeah, we're just going to gradually build that up as we go along. We've still got, I think it's 6 games